Yes. hmm I was reading in this dictionary, they have a word called felony. Yes. hmm Now, it's a serious crime. Yeah. Such as rape, murder, or burglary. Yeah. Punishable by a severe sentence of felon or felonious. Yeah. Now, quite often I put in my emails forgery, yeah, fraud, and felony. And these serious crimes where you have the knowledge of forgery, fraud, or felony, yeah, it's as if the United States doesn't take seriously a serious crime. Now, let's say we as a nation decided, well, we're just not going to take seriously crime. Not and especially felony. Yeah. Now, I have some concerns that the police and sheriff's departments, yes, they are not serious about crime. And this could be a concern today. See, you didn't just issue a protection order where there's the felony, the fraud, and the forgery. Yeah. What you did was you decided that in your discretion right now, that we would refuse to enforce felony laws, serious crime laws, because as police and sheriffs, you are not serious about prosecuting crime. Now, I was kind of talking about the lobotomization of citizens and how you would rather use fraudulent mental health evaluations, yes, to evaluate those that you accuse of crime, instead of exonerating the innocent. Now, it could be that you didn't consider how serious this is. Mhm. I wasn't in Sequim, Washington on December 31st of 2015. Yes. And it looks like you decided to issue a traffic citation, yeah, for the allegation of the serious crime per se. Yeah. Of violating the restraint provisions of a protection order. Yes. Now, you didn't want to admit the evidence that I was on the bus that morning, that I had slept in the Serenity House. Yes. That I was at the Hagens that day. Yes. And that I was at the library. Now, these are felonies. And when you consider a felony as a serious crime, for some reason, because you're in a police department, you thought it was okay to get paid for a show, yes, so that some actor could commit the felony of impersonating myself. Now let's look at the seriousness of what we're really working on today. You issue a protection order that happens to be a felony right now, and you refuse to remove it because, in the discretion of the court's judgment, yes, you have no problem issuing a court order, yeah, where there was no personal service, right? There was no notice or opportunity to be heard. And then there are numerous fraudulent statements right now. It's as if the United States is not serious about crime. So we're not serious about kidnapping laws. Now, I gave you the documentation, yes, that I did not receive any notice of court hearings when issuing a dissolution of marriage. You're not serious about felony? No. You're not serious about the enforcement of the laws. Now, what can I do as a citizen to impress upon your conscious minds the seriousness of what we're talking about? See, yesterday, when you arrest somebody for a probable cause arrest, yes, and I say, well, I wasn't in Squim, it was New Year's Eve of 2015. So, and you say, well, we're going to prosecute because we are never wrong about those that we arrest. We never have any false arrests. It is impossible for us to fail at being law enforcement. All you had to do was go to the bus company. Yes, you could have seen the video and the audio of December 31st of 2015. Yeah. And you would have seen that I wasn't there at 7:47 a.m. I wasn't there at 4:48 p.m. Now, there is what's called due process. Oh, I mentioned it yesterday. Today, we're going to really work on both procedural and substantive due process because these are very serious felonies. Very serious. Nobody in the United States wants to enforce felony laws because no one wants to get sued for the refusal of enforcing felony laws. Yes. Now, this due process, the legal requirement that the state must respect all legal rights that are owed to a person. Now, these legal requirements to be able to issue protection orders, yes, in the state of Washington, it's a serious felony in 2011 to not enforce the legal requirements of the laws when issuing protection orders. Yes. It's a serious felony, yes, to arrest me in May of 2012 for the false allegation of attempting to contact the petitioner through a third party known as Health and Families Cloud County. Yes. It is a very serious felony to find me not guilty and then refuse to expunge, yes, any and all arrests or court records from the United States territory of Guam. Yes. Now, it is a serious felony. These legal rights that I am owed, yes, you as a judiciary, as police and sheriff's departments, yes, as a state, inclusive of all 40 United States of the United States, do not respect the legal rights that are owed to a person. You don't respect me.